ease a little bit more because you don't have to guess about where the person's location is when you're doing it. And that
Yeah.
goes to actually every matchup, not just this one.
Oh yes, definitely, definitely. Another thing too, the four-player map that we just played, that one's actually a really good map for 10 pools because it takes so long to scout it and
Really?
see if the other person's taking a natural. Very much so.
Wow.
But let's get into our game here. And in our top right corner, we have our green Zerg, Otter, down 1 or 0-1 in the series.
Taking the first game, we have the Zerg opponent in the bottom left. It is in the purple, Anuzarg. Fortunately, with that little hiccup you just saw there, we have been experiencing some lag. Hopefully, it won't occur in this game, but we'll see going from here. Now, here's a question for you. Do you think Anuzarg's the one-trick pony, or is this just something he occasionally does with the Ultras?
Well, right now it looks like both of our players. Oh no, there's an Overlord coming. Okay, we have 13 drones up there, 13 drones down here. It looks like both players are going to continue to drone. It doesn't look like we're coming out with a 12 pool on either side. So it looks like this is going to definitely be a different build from last time. So to answer your question, no, I don't think this is
Oh,
going to be a one-trick pony
wow. All right.
from either player.
I did
Oh,
check his
gas
profile.
first.
I did check his profile earlier, and he has never been higher than bronze. And there's at
Okay.
least 170 some games on this account. And it's interesting to me. I wonder how he normally plays. I mean, that was really cool. Maybe that, for all we know, that could have been the first time he did that. Although I'd guess from the spore crawlers, it probably wasn't.
I would agree. It looks like both players are actually going to the 14-14. I didn't see what time Otter's pull and gas went down, but it looks like our purple Zerg here is just a little bit ahead. The thing about going with gas before pool,
Hmm,
you'll literally have 100 gas by the time your pool finishes. It's
really?
just a really interesting timing that just works out.
That's nice.
Hmm.
There's a, yeah, there seems to be that kind of cool little subtle stuff that you can do with builds and with pretty much every race. Oh, hello, Roach Warren. This is definitely different.
This is definitely not what we saw last game. It looks
No.
like this is going to be one base roach. I'm actually wondering if this is going to be the burrow timing that we used to see all the time whenever HOTS first came out. But we'll see. There's another gas. This looks like it might be that build.
Hmm.
This hits really hard, and neither player has actually scouted the natural of the other. So,
So both of them
we'll,
are assuming the one base
yeah,
to some
so,
degree.
mm-hmm.
There was a scout in for Anuzarg into outer space.
Uh-oh, it looks like this Overlord's going to go down, and this is going to cause a supply block, I believe.
Yeah, there's actually no alternate. There's no other overlords being built, so this probably will throw things off pretty bad. Oh, Roach already coming out. This is actually horrible for Anuzarg. He cannot make any more roaches, and it looked like he wanted to go for some kind of pressure right there, I'd guess, or else he's just making really early defenses. But
I think this is actually going to be a 7 roach timing it. No,
now
maybe
there's,
not.
it could be that overlord block, and maybe is convincing him to just make the base.
Uh-oh, here comes Otter's Overlord in as well. It looks like since she's already a supply block, this is really looks dangerous. Oh, the supply block is
Okay, so
done, and more drones are being made for Anazarg. So
Otter's
I don't.
just being. It looks like Otter's just being careful with that overlord, which is very good in
Oh,
this
okay,
situation.
great.
Not going to lose that.
Very smart play. Very smart play.
Where did that one roach wander off to? I think he's in
Roach
the.
is
Oh, he's still
watching
hanging
the
out right there.
natural, seeing how things are going. Looks like both players are taking natural this time. This is much different than last game where the one base ultras came into play. Looks like quite a bit of gas has been banked up by our purple Zerg. Actually, gas and minerals have been banked up by both players, but we'll see how this goes.
Hmm.
Oh, we have a layer coming down already from our green Zerg. Looks like she might be going for either mutas or hydras.
Could be a very fast hydrogen. Either way,
That would
little
definitely
unusual.
complement the roach warren. Oh, and she's making roaches as well.
Something seems to have tipped off that she needs to be worried about army units at this point. I'm not exactly sure exactly what she saw, even with that overlord. I think she might have gone just far enough in to see the roach warren, but even that, it might have just been the crazy attack from last time that is making her think this.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And we have some roaches out in front of the natural here. Gonna keep things safe. We have roaches out front of both naturals actually now.
Hmm.
And the lair is done for our green Zerg. We'll see what she does with it. Looks like we are making drones and a queen at the natural. Just gonna drone at the natural here, it looks like. This is a good move.
Yeah, I know. Hmm.
To be honest, this
I'm
is
still wondering if Anuzarg originally intended to go for some kind of roach rush, and then when that supply block happened, just changed his mind. It just seems so weird to start getting like a roach like that and just stop.
that does seem very weird. I wonder if it might have been the old seven roach timing attack that we used to see all the time.
Yeah, it could be. Did you know
Definitely,
you can
definitely.
actually program the AI to do that?
Yes, yes, you can.
Uh,
I've done that several times actually.
in Heart of the Swarm, you can tell the AI to do a specific build, and if you're high enough level, like on the AI, like if you put it at elite or I think hard, you can actually tell it to do specific builds. Now, its interpretation of specific builds is a little wonky, but it can do stuff like that. It can hit you with a 4 gate. It can kind of do a 7 roach rush. If
It
you're
can do a
running into that
timing
on a
attack.
ladder, it's actually a way to practice against it. It's not perfect, but you know the
Does
computer's
help.
the computer's macro is going to be amazing. So there's a way to do it.
And an interesting thing here, while the green Zerg is a little bit supply blocked, it looks like Burrow and Glial Restitution, Roach Speed, and the Tunneling Claws are coming down for our green Zerg. So this looks like it's going to be a Burrow Roach attack.
This is
This could be
actually
very effective.
There's actually a very large army presence in favor of Ottr at the moment. Not to mention, okay, so this is just being seen by the Overlord. Uh,
Uh-oh.
wow, getting right on top of the roaches, just right. Unfortunately, a bunch of them are not engaging. Looks like she might have been trying to attack
Oh,
one
it's move command. Oh,
Yeah.
there's the Burrow. The good thing about these is they heal so fast when they are burrowed.
Unfortunately, you're not really
Doesn't
quite on
look like they
top of
have
this.
enough this
Yeah, they're not
There's that.
really quite on top of the actual burrow micro here, so they're just getting shot down one by one.
Mhm.
Now, this
Looks
is a
like we have.
huge annoyance for Anuzarg at this time. Oh, is she really just going to try and snipe the queen? This is a good move in this situation, given how many that she's already lost.
And this is very annoying too because while there's only two roaches here, this prevents our Zerg player from being able to move out against her with fear of these roaches. Oh, it looks like we have a Hydrogen just finishing up for our purple Zerg. Hydras
There's
complement roaches very well.
and that one roach is able to just be like, "Hey, I can see everything." Now we have
Now
the
it's gonna be
overseers in
attacking.
place, so it's the end of that.
Yeah, that was a good timing attack though. It was a
Yeah,
little unfortunate about the move command,
yeah. The
but
control wasn't quite up to snuff, but it definitely had the potential to do a lot of damage.
yeah, it was definitely a good thought. And
In
there's
fact, it
one.
might not necessarily be over yet.
Oh no, definitely not.
A lot of roaches out. I think she might just be anticipating a counterattack, though.
Maybe so, maybe so.
Hmm? Huh?
Looks like our 1-1 finished up for our purple Zerg, and 2-2 is being researched. That'll give him a considerable upgrade advantage over the 1-0 coming from our green Zerg. Oh, and that Overlord's definitely going to get away with the Overlord speed.
I gotta say, Anuzarg plays very tightly with this so far. I mean, just like remembering the upgrades, keeping his money low for most of it. I mean, it's getting high now, but this is really good for a bronze player.
Oh yes, definitely so. And he has such interesting play style here too.
Yeah, I like that. I like that he's willing to experiment with some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it worked really well with the one base ultra last game.
hmm. He still has the rocks up right between the natural and the third. That can become a pretty big problem as time goes on. It becomes very, very easy to just run
Especially with a
units
ground
around
army where
there.
you have to run around. Where you have Muta and you can just fly over the top of those,
Yeah, sure. I don't have
it's
to
not
care
as
in
big
that
of a
case.
deal. And it also helps to be able to take him down. But he's just going to leave him up for right now, it looks like.
Hmm. So at this
Looks
point,
like as it is, our actual numbers advantage goes to our green Zerg,
For
but the
now.
upgrade advantage kind of negates that a little bit, I believe.
Yeah, not to mention that as time goes on, we've got this expansion coming up. The extra production ability going into Anuzarg's favor is just going to completely flip this. So
Oh,
either
looks like we
either
have an infestation pit going down for Otter as well.
hmm.
And we have double upgrades coming up as well, too. Oh, we have a double expand from our purple Zerg.
Ooh.
This is going to put in a lot of larvae and be able to spend that money very, very quickly.
Yeah, as long as you can get it up in time. And anytime you're really double expanding, it does present some risks. Let's be fair here. But
Oh, definitely.
given how
Especially
supply
with
blocked
this.
Otter is, it may not be matter. It may not matter.
Yes. But especially with a ground army, it's so hard to cover the distance to defend both of these at the same time.
Hmm. All right, so Overlord getting a little peek on things, still sees that there's a set, sees the natural. I think he saw the ball of roaches as well.
Oh, and that Overlord actually is going to go down.
But yeah, he's not going to be able to see the infestation pit. Doesn't matter as Anuzarg is getting one of his own, but it'd be good to know that his opponent is going for something more aggressive. Not to mention infestors, like
Yes.
infestor upgrades. Totally, I'm not blind. I see it. It's right there. I think we know what we're about to see.
Oh, definitely. And we have some Banes coming out here for Otter as well.
Hmm.
So Roach Bane. If she can micro these Banes around to take out these Hydra, this will be quite
Yeah,
effective.
I've seen that happen even in the GSL. You get somebody going Roach Hydra, and then one other person builds a lot of Banelings, and the angle is just right, and all the Hydras are just gone. And you're like, wow, that's incredible. Oh.
That helps a lot when you're going Ling Muta versus Roach Hydra.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it seems that we're still a little
Looks
ways off from the engagement here. I'm guessing we're going to probably see both players push a little bit more toward probably maybe 160, 170 before the actual engagement happens.
I'm guessing you're right. I'm quite impressed with the creep spread from our purple Zerg here too. It looks like he's almost got to the base of our green Zerg.
Hmm. Do you think that actually is that actually a good thing in a situation when you know your opponent has speedlings?
When they have speedlings, I believe so, because it still allows you to see the speedlings
Hmm.
coming out
So that
long
like
before they get to your
all
base.
right. So that like that still overcomes the speed advantage that it gives them going across the map. You think?
If you have enough creep spread, it's like a map hack.
Ah. So it wouldn't even, especially if it gets all the way to the front of their base, I suppose. Then it won't matter.
Exactly, because then you have all the entire time it takes for them to run from the
Hmm.
front of their base to whatever base they're going to go to react.
Or, well, there is this. Hello, Nidus Worm. So let's see where Otter plans on planting that. That could make things very interesting.
Where does she? Oh, we have an overlord here on the far left. It looks like she can just go over here and plant that right in the main base.
Oh, man.
That could be quite effective.
She
If,
might want to do
this
that
works out.
sooner rather than later, because here comes the Roaches running into the
Uh-oh, looks like that
third to
third's
take
gonna go
out
down.
the...
That third does go down.
No expansion for her. And here comes the
No,
Banelings and the Roaches. They are going to do a number
Banelings
on
are
this
in
army.
front, so oh wow, the
Ooh,
Banelings are
ow,
doing quite a bit.
wow. Okay, there's just
And
nothing left.
that Roach army is no longer there.
All the
Holy
Roaches
cow.
survived.
That Roach army just melted.
Wow. All that's left is a bunch of Hydras with no support.
And the
Uh,
thing about Hydras in this situation, they're just like glass cannons. They do so much DPS, but it does not matter whenever those roaches are that beefy.
hmm. Looks like Otter's just going to wheel around to the third here and try and attack from the back.
This is an interesting pathing situation too.
Uh,
Oh,
uh.
looks like this is going to be hard to get
Yeah,
conquered
here we
with
go.
Otter.
Unfortunately, the Roaches are not quite close enough for all of them to engage. It's kind of like having your army force
Oh, looks
fluid.
like she has enough, but she's just going to rip right through this though.
With the reinforcements over time, if... oh, he's actually going straight up to Ultras. Oh, boy.
Oh, and the thing about this too is Ultras counter roaches really hard.
Now,
Oh
the
wow,
unfortunate
it's
thing
actually,
here is that Otter has not kept up her macro behind us. So,
uh,
if she had, might have looked a little bit different.
she does
But
have quite a bit of larvae here at her main, but oh, it's all going into speedlings.
I don't think she's anticipating the Ultras. But to be honest, even if he goes that way, he has 360 gas. And he's building Hydras. So even though he has that, he can't really get maybe more than one. Oh,
But it's okay.
let's
This
give you
this
two.
is just for future. Same thing with Jaedong's Muta switch. Having that spire doesn't mean you necessarily have to make Muta, but it's always there in case you need it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So that's a good thing to have.
Yeah, it's very clearly attempting to make them now, though. But yes, you're right. I mean, that is true. He could be thinking to himself, well, if I can get her to go more in that direction, then I can get him out. I think for now he's probably going to try and hide them, if I had to guess. Because I don't think he'll try and engage with those two, though they are a good support for the army that he does have as well.
The thing that's interesting about this too is the creep spread is actually touching for both players, so those ultras are actually going to be able to run really fast. Oh, it looks like we have infestors coming out for our green Zerg. This would be very effective if there was not the ultras coming out as well.
Oh, I almost feel like in this kind of situation, this would be like the
Oh, there's
one.
the ultras too.
Okay. So he did
Uh-oh.
bring along with the army. Hello, the Baneleys came from the sides. Down goes
Oh,
one of
they
the
got
ultras
one
immediately.
ultras.
But
Uh-oh. Looks
unfortunately,
like
that's not what you want to hit in this situation.
no, definitely not. Those hydras were definitely the target, and that target did not make it. Oh, that ultra's coming in. It looks like no. Oh, the ultra goes down, but
To be honest, I think even without the ultra, there's just probably not enough DPS here anymore.
oh yes, there's just so much army there. It's in a full circle around those infested Terran eggs. And here we are coming into the natural. It looks like this is going to go down. It looks like this is probably not looking too good for our green Zerg. And we're going to make some roaches here, but I'm not sure if these roaches are going to be able to make it out. Oh, there's the GG called.
And that is the end
And
of that.
that's the end of game two. Good game. And it looks like Anuzarg is actually going to sweep it 2-0.